Hi, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Teaching Crypto. We've been gone for a while. We're back. We haven't given up. Well, maybe. We'll see. Uh, uh, got glasses on today, changed my location, trying to see if that will help the market with Bitcoin and crypto. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Mr. FOMO, this is a come to reality show today. Uh, Glad that we're back on the air together here. But for the first time ever, and it's not a long history, after a halving the next year, there's going to be, well, there is now a red month of February and March. Now, this is unheard of before. And so we're staring now April into the face. Welcome, Ant. And, let's keep it real. All that enthusiasm that got us to 109, almost 110K pre election, now long gone. And what you're seeing is, and you had some of these concerns heading in, you're seeing a lot of people worried about the R word, right? And that R word is a recession. And not a political show, but it is what it is. No one's confident in the direction of the economy right now. They can claim that they are, which is great. You can say one thing, but then reality can slap you in the face. And no one knows exactly what's going to happen. But you mentioned it off the air. There are YouTubers that are still saying it's going to turn around any day now. Just wait, and these tariffs will magically go away, and the rates are coming, and then money's going to come flowing in, and they're going to have this amazing bull run that people are sleeping on. It could happen, but to say it's likely is just pure delusion at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the recession. Yeah, and I mean, inflation is at an
Well,
all-time
we don't even have a
high.
recession yet. There's fear of a recession. The recession's not here.
But and there's also fear of war in the Middle East again. Trump threatening Iran. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets, and the markets hate that kind of uncertainty. Um, but pay attention. This is where you pay attention, because if we go to war, if we have a recession, if all of these things go bad, if tariffs go bad, if we end up having the economy completely tank, then pay attention, because there's going to be some sales where you can DCA. Bitcoin is going to go on sale, cryptos are going to go on sale, everything's going to go on sale. And so yeah, it's not ideal. We weren't looking for we were looking for a bull run, but the other side of that coin is there could be an opportunity for those of us who didn't get full bitcoins to get full bitcoins still, if this happens this way. But certainly not what we were expecting. Certainly by this time in this year, we thought we would be booming. We thought we'd be selling cryptos right now, and you know, we're just not there. We're just
Well,
not
you can't
to
take
a point.
profits when there are no profits that are there. We talk about, you're right. If this would have gone to plan, honestly, there would be a lot of profit taking right now on this show. I can tell you that right now. We'd be warning people, don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. Um, And so we'll talk about this. This will be a longer show today. Is it possible that this is just a unique cycle because Bitcoin has never gone through this type of, at this moment, economic uncertainty? And it could change. Look, could change. Maybe, there's a reversal. Um, and Bitcoin Reserve gets more aggressive for the U.S. and things change, and you still have until the end of October, probably middle of October. So that's looking at the positive, but the negative is, and this is a show that no one wants to have, and I don't watch a ton of. Again, long term, I think Bitcoin's going to be fine. You hold for 48 years, 12 years, going to do great. It doesn't need this administration. It doesn't need any administration, right?
Right.
But here's the thing, you have to consider that perhaps, and I don't think it was, but to just completely blow it off and say there's no chance, that we did top off at 109, 300, 109K, a little over 109K going to 110 in early January. You have to consider that it's possible that the top was 2 months ago. And there was no all season at all, except for the right before the election and the runoff after the halving and after the ETFs. That was your alt season. We did see some really, really well, but not compared to last cycles. You have to consider that it's possible. I'm hopefully not, for our sake and for all the viewers, but in life you have to prepare for the worst, and the worst is we topped off, and now we're delayed, right? I've seen a couple people say maybe the bull run now is not happening until 2026 till all this gets, cleared off. What are the long-term ramifications? Because a lot of things that were said before the election, the opposite has happened. Let's keep it real here, okay? Not a lot of peace going on right now. Not when you're giving another country who's been convicted of war crimes billions of dollars, and you claim that you're trying to save the American public money. Yeah, I'm going to go there. If you don't like it, tough. I don't give a damn. That's why the bull run's been delayed, guys. There's too much uncertainty.
There's
not
loads of uncertainty.
No, the whales did not want. The whales did not want. Okay, the whales that have made money over the past cycles did not want a red February and March. Let's keep it 1,000,000% real. They didn't want that. Okay, there's a lot of people that are hesitant to go in right now because they're waiting to see what happens. And again, maybe in April everything changes, right? The leadership says, you know what, this is I don't have the stomach for this, because this plan takes months or even years to implement, to succeed. It doesn't take a couple days. It's not that simple. It's not a board game or a video game. And so in the short term, yeah, there's some pain, but that pain has consequences, right? Because people are living in the now. The one thing I'll criticize other shows are for, well, just think about your life 16 years from now. But you have life is going on now. Life is not on pause. And so that's a big problem with a lot of these altcoins is your money is just trapped and it's going nowhere.
And remember, there's over 11 million altcoins now. You go on to CoinMarketCap and there's some things that you couldn't find right now. There's so many coins out there. And so it's the market is so diluted on top of all these other things. And we've talked about it before, but when you have 11 million options, and most of the people who are into crypto right now aren't long-term investors, let's be real about it. Most of the people are degen gamblers who are looking at Solana shitcoins and trying to gamble on those right now. They're not looking at the top 100, top 200 and going, let's put some money in there and see where it goes.
I think here's the thing. Bitcoin has more and more separated itself this cycle than any other cycle, right? With ETH as it was, and XRP was doing great, but you see now, same thing with Cardano, same thing with Solana. They can't survive when Bitcoin doesn't. The market still runs on Bitcoin. Like the Dunkin' Donuts ad, America runs on Dunkin'. The market runs on Bitcoin. So that's not changing anytime soon, because none of these projects have ever differentiated themselves with real world use. It hasn't happened. It has not happened. I don't care how much Charles from ADA goes on podcasts or goes on YouTube. He hasn't done jack. He hasn't done anything. No one needs his product. I'm sorry.
And that's really
if ADA went away tomorrow, no one would lose a second of sleep.
Except
that's
for
not
the
same with Bitcoin. It may be him, maybe not. He already made his money. He looks like he's 60 and he's 38, for God's sake. But that's all. I'm agitated a little bit today. Oh my goodness.
That's really the long and the short of it. Is people want to know they're investing in something that's real, and when you don't have real world use case, or when you can't prove real world use case in a lot of these cryptos, people aren't going to put their money into it. And that's why
Yeah,
you
you're
come back
talking
to
about.
it.
You mean a Sunday swap is not something that the average person needs in their life? Are you saying that?
Yeah, I'm
you,
saying your grandmother is never ever going to invest in Sunday Swap or whatever else. But yeah, it's we really need investors to be serious, and we really need these crypto companies to be serious, right? We need the Solana shit coins and all the other meme coins to be out of the market.
well, again, I think the this group that's been put together by the admin, they're trying to work on regulation. It is just super slow. We've seen this movie before. I think you
Snail's
get this
pace.
done. I think you get this done in 3 to 6 months. I really do. You, if they really knew what they were doing, and you know it has only been two, but before the end of 2025, there should be some very clear regulation. If you want to list a token in the United States, here is the procedure. Here's the requirement. It's hard to do when the president has his own token that's worthless. I mean, what value does that thing have? Does that get you anything? No.
Right.
I mean, and you know, celebrities, they launch their tokens and they're no longer under investigation because they're not. You can't investigate everyone because so many people did it. But this is like we hated Gary Gensler, but this is almost the exact opposite, the other side of the pendulum, right? Gensler didn't have clear guidelines, too strict, but this is just okay. We're going to hold up our hands and say anything goes. But when anything goes, you're not fixing the problems that were there that created the Steve Ehrlichs, the guy from Celsius, the Sam Bankman-Frieds. You're just asking for a new brand of those people to come right back all over again, unless you fix this. So I eventually this will all be fixed, right?
Or you're telling people that, yeah, this is the way to make money if you just don't get caught, right? Like
Well, yeah,
you're saying rug pulls are the way to go because we're actively, like we have a pump and dump that we're running right now, or we have a couple of pump and dumps because don't forget Melania has hers as well. So,
but they don't. But she doesn't even know that she has this token, and he's admitted he has no idea what the Trump token does or what it's for. He signed off because he was told he could make some money off it. Let's be brutally honest. And you know,
more
if
power
that's
to you. If you can make
well,
money
yeah,
like
I mean,
that, make
he's
money,
trying to look.
whatever.
He's trying to make as much money as he can for his family, but it's not about anything else. It's not
No.
about anything
Yeah.
else. I don't really know if he understands Bitcoin, to be honest with you, because he says the same thing over and over again, but it's not
5 years
clear.
ago, he called it a scam.
It's not
So
clear. Again, this is not a political show. I hate both political parties almost the same, depending on who's in office, one more than the other, I guess.
I
What I've
super hate
realized.
politicians too. Let's be
Well,
clear.
they're bought off. They're bought off. They're not
They're
working
a
for the
waste of,
American people.
yeah.
Maybe what? Maybe 10%, maybe 5 to 10% are really working hard for their constituents. Everyone else has been bought off and making horrible decisions that aren't helpful for the people they represent or the country. It's a
Right.
sham. It's
Yeah.
a shame. Don't even get me started on legacy media. They're just trying to sell ads. They're giving you maybe 5 to 10% of the story. They're a joke too.
Yes.
No, so come here. We just got to do more shows, Mr. FOMO,
Yeah, we've got to be on
because
the air more.
we gotta, we got to keep it real. So how do we get out of this? Right? What needs to happen? Okay, the reserve needs to go in. Right, Tennessee. Thank you, but they need to actually buy some Bitcoin. They're not clear exactly how much they have, and so buy some Bitcoin. Hold on to it. Don't start any more wars. Don't be an idiot. Don't fight another country's war. Yeah. Hold on to the promises that you made, right? Stop making bad decisions. Negotiate out of these tariffs over the next few months. And then, yes, guess what? We will probably have a bull run, but it will be limited, guys. This is not going to be a super cycle where ADA goes to $10 or $20. Get that the hell out of your minds. It's not happening. So those idiot YouTubers that are telling you that, stop watching them because you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, and you're going to be in the red because you're watching those guys. There's a guy that's been doing a Cardano video every day for the past 7 years. How he even has a family to talk to, I have no idea. The guy is so delusional. I can't even imagine how he gets up in the morning and gets out of bed, because this guy thinks Cardano is God's gift to the world, and every day it's going to pump and it's going to take over finance and world economics. But this, I'm just giving you one example, right?
Well, I get frustrated with those guys that say, "Oh, there's a buy signal flashing right now," and the last time this happened, it went to the moon. And these are like you have Ollie's chart there up on there. He said the last time this happened, or historically, this means big moves. Well, does it really? Because
Maybe.
they yeah, I mean, if you keep saying big moves, big moves, big moves every day, and then finally you get a big move, like a broke clock is right twice a day, but
Yeah.
you still, you know what I mean? Like they're still out there saying, oh, we're just around the corner. It's tomorrow's the day. This signal flashed on this chart, and so we're going to be going to the moon next, and it doesn't happen. And so you have to keep it real with people. You can't just keep blowing smoke and giving them hopium about this market when there's every reason for it to be red right now.
So as we say this, Michael Saylor just bought more Bitcoin.
As he should.
He should, because in the long term it's a great, but here we go. 22,000, that's a lot. 1.92 billion purchase. He raised some money, got some Bitcoin. God bless him. Good for him. It's a great decision for the long term. Absolutely. So if you buy, listen, as negative as we've been, right, as we've been over the past 17 minutes, if you buy Bitcoin today and hold it for 48 years, you are going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Yeah. I less than that. Listen, I don't think we have a bear for the next 4 years. I do think there'll be a bull run. When I say bull run, we're not going to 500K. Notice how Plan B has stopped creating those videos recently, guys. When's the last time Plan B did a video? Where's Plan B been at, guys? I don't know. Someone look. He might be Plan Z in the next 30 days. But my point is, we're not going to 500K this cycle. Sorry, ain't happening. We might not even get to 500K by 2028 or 2029. I hope so. Maybe not. But as long as we keep ourselves healthy, Mr. Fromo, I still think we're going to see the $1 million Bitcoin. My concern is what is $1 million going to get you 10 years from now? That's the way we're going. That's
with the money printing and the inflation, and
so we
are in bad
I'm excited that I got $1 million Bitcoin. If the $1 million Bitcoin is buying me a starter home that used to be 150K, it's just not as fun anymore. So Bitcoin is still way better than just holding money in a bank for 10 to 15 years. But man, the cost of stuff has to, like you said, there has to be a leveling off here. There has been a little bit in the housing market, but we talked about this. People paying between 100 and 200K for cars. Cars are not meant to be this expensive because they don't go up in value; they go down. It's just an example.
As soon as you drive it off the lot, you lose value in that car. Like you lose equity in the car. So the idea that people are paying $150,000 for a car and then driving it off the lot, and all of a sudden it's $50,000, $75,000 worth of car you've got left. It's just mind-boggling to me. And there's only so much you can actually pay for leather seats and massaging seats and heated seats and cooling seats, and there's only so much you can strap into a car before the driver can't use any of it while they're driving. And so the idea that these prices just keep going up and up is mind-boggling to me, because it shouldn't be going up the way that it's going up, but people are willing to pay these prices. Like you said, if people are willing to fork over $150,000 for a Hummer,
they're going to keep charging.
They're going to keep right, because that's what the market is telling them the value of the Hummer is, or the value of that car is, or the BMW or the Mercedes or whatever else.
So here, I want to leave you some positives. It is only March 31st. October, you still have months. You still have months. And who knows? Maybe the cycles have been broken. We're going to see. April is a do or die month for this cycle. I really believe that. I don't think you're turning around in May or June. I don't think so. I think you got to at least establish that 80K is support. Am I right or wrong? 80K has to be support. But to have a bull run, and I've looked at all these different scenarios for the charts, minimum, you have to establish 95K as a new base. Will that happen in April? A lot of things have to go right. It is mathematically possible, but we're not going to lie to you and tell you, yeah, my prediction for April is we're hitting 95K with no problem. That would be a lie. We got to see what shakes out economically, politically. Some good decisions have to be made, better than the last 60 days. And we tell it like it is. I was excited about this regime in crypto and Bitcoin in November. Not
I
so
think
much.
we both were.
Not so much now, right? Not so much now because bad decisions have been made for the short term. Maybe long term they turn out to be great. I don't know. We'll see. I'm open minded. I'm a results based person, and I think you are too, which is why sometimes you're very skeptical. You know, it's like your favorite sports team. You're 2-7, but next week you're going to turn it around. You're going to win 8 in a row, and you're going to make the playoffs, and you're going to go on this great run. And it's great to believe. It's great, but what is that belief based on? Is it realistic? Is it sustainable? And I know this is not the type of program people expect from a crypto channel, but we are real people. We are not. You haven't figured it out yet. This channel really came about at a horrible time for a lot of our viewers and ourselves when Voyager was going under bankruptcy. So we're not sugarcoating it. We're not making stuff up. We're not pumping stuff. The stuff we tell you to buy, we have it, or we think it's going to go up in the short term. That hasn't happened. I'm sorry, but the alts we were talking about, they've done nothing for 60 days now, and so we'll see if that continues. We'll see. You know, luckily,
And this is something
people, we did. Well, hold on. Luckily, we did tell people to go heavy into Bitcoin, so hopefully you're doing okay.
And this is something we've been telling you all along. When there's blood in the streets, that's when you take out your wallet. And so right now, there's blood in the streets, or there looks like there's going to be blood in the streets, and it could be some of our own, sadly. But that's when you take out your wallet and you purchase. Michael Saylor did the right thing today. And so if you have the ability to DCA, this is the time, or these are the times that you want to DCA. Let's see, we got something in the chat.
What about Voyager? I haven't heard. Look, we're still waiting. We should, Happy Metal Vegan, we should get one more payment. I don't think it's going to be huge from 3AC this year, but I don't have a timetable for you. I would hope it would be in the summer, but the new admin is not as talkative or they never send anything out. So
yeah, they don't send anything
and
out.
you're going to reach out again one more time. Maybe we can get some more information from them, but I would anticipate a huge check coming. I mean, I think the majority of Voyager stuff has been returned. I still think there's 5 to 10% left that can squeeze out between 3AC, what they have left. But again, for me, for Voyager, end this whole thing. Get as much as you can from 3AC over the next 6 months. By 2026, it should be over. There's no point in dragging that. It's just, and this is bankruptcy is just a complete joke. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I think it will be settled hopefully sooner rather than later, because the money is going to run out. Remember, there was only so much money set aside to chase down these ends.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll go after Mark Cuban again.
I don't think so. I just don't
remember
think
that.
Remember how much they paid out to lawyers already from that 110 million.
Are you saying they're not going to go after third parties anymore? Maybe they'll do. I'm
saying that they won't have the money. There won't be money in the pot in order to do all these things.
Maybe they'll claw back the college kid that took $100 off 2 months before Steve lied about the VGX2. You know, maybe they'll finally go after Steve's wife after all these years. That, guys, it is what it is. I mean, look.
It looks like he's going to get away scot-free.
You know,
because the money that he paid, remember, that came from an insurance an insurance payment.
Well,
Or an
we will
insurance
whenever
company.
he pops up. By the way, I think he deactivated his X account because now if you try to tag him, it's gone, or he maybe has a new one and we've been blocked. But whenever he shows up, like he tried to show up at the Bitcoin conference, we'll at least put his name out there in a negative way. We won't let him forget. Still hasn't apologized. Still hasn't apologized. So again, but again, without regulation, what you are doing is you are inviting more of these characters to come along in the future. So hopefully that does change. I'm still really optimistic about the future, but the short term, we'll have to see. Sorry, this was a really long show, guys. Planning to get more and more involved, good or bad. Let's Mr. FOMO, let's commit to doing another one this week. Hopefully, we've both been busy, but let's do it, and we'll see what happens. April, do or die. Okay.
Yeah,
If,
and
if
that's
things
not
come
something
along,
that
oh,
we just said today. This is last week and the week before. We've been saying the next 4 to 6 weeks are do or die. These are important weeks coming up. And now we're getting into the last month where it's do or die. We really got to get some traction in this crypto market. And
mhm.
this is something we've been saying for weeks now. This crypto market has to get going if a bull run is going to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll see what happens. Hey, Michael Saylor is a believer. We're believers long term. Short term, we got to see some green. Let's get back to at minimum, we got to get to 85. But really, for a bull run to be possible, 95